Robo-taxis take to the streets in LA, where you might see a driverless car pull up next to you and where you won't. But first, Santa Ana winds wreak havoc in Southern California neighborhoods. We're taking a look at the damage and when they'll subside in your first alert forecast. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. Strong winds did a lot of damage in several SoCal neighborhoods early Thursday morning. Just check out this large tree that came crashing down in front of an apartment complex in Van Nuys. It crushed at least one car that was parked on Victory Boulevard and brought down power lines on another. We were there when the owners realized what happened.
This is horrible.
What do you have to do now?
I have to. My wife's car luckily parked inside, so yeah.
Did you hear this last night? Did you realize this was happening?
No.
Well, fortunately for the other car.
Or the wind.
The wind knocked this over?
It uprooted, yeah.
Well, none of the apartment buildings nearby lost power, but this is something that firefighters have been warning us about, especially since we had all of those recent storms.
Could have some blown trees that could fall down, especially with the wet soil from the recent rains. And we have the potential for downed wires and therefore corresponding potential power outages.
We saw a similar situation in Chatsworth where a big tree came down on Valley Circle Boulevard. The tree did not hit anything, but a car drove right into it early Thursday morning. All right, it's time to check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon. She's timing out the strongest winds and a warming trend in your first alert forecast.
Hi, everyone. Well, we have the Santa Ana winds affecting us on Thursday with gusts up to 75 miles per hour. The winds are expected to improve as we head into the weekend, and the temperatures, those are going to stay mild. We'll have 70s. Now, over the weekend and early next week, temperatures are going to start to warm, highs in the 70s and even warmer than that. Now, I want to show you the chance of rain because once the winds die down, the same system will bring us a chance for some rain and some snow in the mountains. So, for example, in Riverside, it'll be a small chance, but we could get some thunderstorms. That's going to happen Friday and Saturday. Now, let's talk about the temperatures. Upper 60s through the weekend, and then we have that warming trend on Sunday, 72. And next week, highs close to 80 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. By the way, Tuesday, the official start of spring, and it's going to feel like it.
We're getting new details in the investigation of a 15-year-old boy shot and killed by a San Bernardino County deputy in Apple Valley. The sheriff is revealing more about what led up to the shooting.
Hey, get back! Get back, you're getting shot!
A body cam video shows when deputies arrived at the home of Ryan Gaynor on March 9th. The 15-year-old was shot as he ran towards a deputy carrying a 5-foot garden tool with a blade. He died after being taken to the hospital. Ryan's family is heard screaming, asking deputies why they didn't use a taser.
That's my point of saying our social safety network is not working and needs to be strengthened. There is no reason that law enforcement should be the ones that end up having to get involved in these crises, specifically when we've off-ramped these individuals to social services that are supposed to be designed to take care of their mental health needs.
The San Bernardino sheriff says deputies went to Ryan's house 5 times before the shooting without using force. The family's attorney says Ryan was diagnosed with autism and was having an episode when they called for help. Actress Olivia Munn says she's been battling breast cancer. The 43-year-old shared her diagnosis in an Instagram post, telling fans she's had 4 surgeries over the past 10 months, including a double mastectomy. Munn said she had a normal mammogram last winter, but was diagnosed with cancer 2 months later. She says she's grateful that her doctor suggested additional tests based on her cancer risk, which ultimately led to her diagnosis. The company Waymo has been testing its driverless cars over the last few months in Santa Monica, and now you can pick up one of these self-driving taxis in LA County. Here's NBC4's Amber Frias.
On the west side in some of Los Angeles' most bustling neighborhoods, Waymo self-driving taxis are just hours from taking over the streets.
I saw someone in my neighborhood get in one, and I'm like, I want to try one instead of Uber.
Kevin Rivera, a tech enthusiast, eagerly signed up to be on the wait list.
But once I get that email notification, I feel very excited to try it out.
But at 50,000 names long, that email could take longer than expected. Thursday marks the official launch of Waymo's services, spanning across 63 square miles from Santa Monica to downtown Los Angeles. The company, owned by Google's parent company Alpha, has already been testing their services in LA neighborhoods since last year, but was limited to certain areas and only offered short rides. Now, riders will be able to jump on a car and ride from Venice all the way to Koreatown or even Westlake.
I think it's the future. It's pretty cool.
But while for some, Waymo's arrival brings excitement, for others, it's been a cause for concern.
It kind of sounds like a scary concept to me.
LA Council member Hugo Soto Martinez argues the city's lack of jurisdiction over the company's arrival.
We were elected to provide safety for our constituents, and the California Public Utilities Commission made a decision to allow these robotaxis without any decision from local electeds.
Waymo already operates in San Francisco and Phoenix, where recent safety incidents have raised alarms. The company says no serious injuries have been reported and that they continue to work to ensure the safety of their riders. So for now, as the technology provokes debate, its impact on the future of transportation is undeniable.
Amber says Waymo will be offering free rides for now, but will eventually charge for them. The company also says their cars will stick to the street and not freeways for the time being. Bad Bunny is back in LA. The Puerto Rican rapper and singer is set to perform his Most Wanted tour through Friday night at Crypto.com Arena. That means you need to prepare for extra traffic throughout downtown. And if you have tickets for any of those shows, don't forget to leave early. Be prepared. Do you feel financially inadequate when you scroll through glorified lifestyles on social media? If so, you may have money dysmorphia. A new survey shows that many young adults have a distorted view of their finances, even if they're doing relatively well. The survey from Credit Karma found 43% of Gen Z and 41% of millennials say they're experiencing money dysmorphia. Yet many of those same people have above average savings. They're also likely to admit to being obsessed with the idea of being rich. An LA-based celebrity chef is hoping to inspire the next generation of culinary greats. In honor of Women's History Month, NBC4's Tracy Leong introduces us to this amazing chef.
Welcome. Can you set them up a table, Eric, please?
For more than a decade, My 2 Cents on Pico Boulevard in Mid-City has been delighting diners with their reimagined soul food.
Do you guys want mac and cheese or just like stepping into a hug or stepping into your grandmother's house in a modern way? The food speaks for itself. I put my love into the menu.
Chef Alisa Reynolds, honoring her Southern roots with a healthy twist. Driven by her love for food, Reynolds says it took hard work and determination to get here.
Being a woman, being an African-American, Black woman, you don't see often. You don't see thousands and millions of Black restaurants. I want people to understand that if you're passionate about something, to follow your dreams. And that's what we do here at My 2 Cents every day. It's like very hard, but it's so rewarding.
A huge accomplishment for Reynolds as she reflects on where she started her journey more than 25 years ago.
And I'm as happy as I can be. It shows me that, you know, you have to give a little. You may have to flip burgers to own your restaurant in 10 years.
And it's that same passion that has taken Reynolds around the world.
I'm Chef Alisa Reynolds, and I'm hitting the road searching for soul food.
The core meaning of soul food, which is feeds the actual soul, that you can taste the story in the food, I think that core stays.
Reynolds released her 8-series documentary, Searching for Soul Food, last summer, exploring the connections cultures share when it comes to food.
Food brings you together. And I think that if we sit down and start to talk to each other more, we can inspire us to be great. Enjoy, you guys.
Tracy Leong, NBC4 News.
Very inspirational. Kelly Clarkson and Peyton Manning are joining NBC's coverage of the Paris Olympics. They will join primetime host Mike Tirico at the opening ceremony in July. The Paris opening ceremony will be the first to be held outside of a stadium. The Parade of Nations will be done with boats carrying athletes along the Seine River. Remember, you can watch it July 26 on NBC4. And speaking of the Seine, efforts are still underway to get the river clean enough for people to swim in it this summer, just like they did when Paris hosted the Games back in the year 1900. But a sewer problem forced organizers to cancel a pre-Olympic swimming event in the river. The city's mayor and France's president have both pledged to take a dip, and we'll see what happens. Lynette Romero and Lolita Lopez will be in Paris for the Olympics this summer. They'll have updates for us every morning on Today in LA and on the NBC4 News, bringing us a range of stories from our local athletes to the atmosphere surrounding the City of Light. Can't wait to hear those stories. Well, check this out. Tulips are starting to bloom at Disano Garden. So pretty. The gardens explode with blossoms for a few weeks every spring, but also keep in mind that there are other beautiful flowers and plants that you'll be able to see in the coming weeks.
It's just the start of spring. We have cherry blossoms next, lilacs, and then once the tulips are gone, these beds are going to be full of the beautiful spring plants that you're used to. Pansies, snapdragons. It's really lovely.
Head on over and check it out. Admission is $15. You can check out Disano's social media for more information and, of course, stunning photos. A restaurant in San Francisco has bumped the price of its signature burrito from $11 to a whopping $22. The owner of Lavaka Beia says it's not an attempt to make more money. He's just trying to break even as prices for everything rise. He says the burrito is the most popular item on the menu, and nearly every ingredient that goes into it has doubled in cost, including onions.
Before COVID, they were like $9 a sack at Restaurant Depot. I used to pick them up. During COVID and after, it was $40. Right now, it's $80.
The price increase of the burrito has not seemed to deter any customers yet at the restaurant. It looks so good. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.